South Carolina is set to be number 1 on the presidential nominating calendar, that is. National Democrats voted on Friday, December 2 to shake up the calendar, replacing Iowa with South Carolina as the state to lead off the primary election season in 2024. The Palmetto State would hold its primary on February 3 with New Hampshire and Nevada holding their contests 3 days later. Georgia would hold its primary the following week, Michigan would go the week after. The change in the calendar has been championed by President Joe Biden, who says the modification is needed to better represent the diverse voters in the party. Our early states must reflect the overall diversity of our party and our nation, economically, geographically, demographically, Biden said. This means more diverse states earlier in the process and more diversity in the overall mix of early states. The president said there should be stronger representation from urban, suburban and rural regions as well as union households. We need to include voters from many backgrounds, not to ratify the choice of the earliest states, but as full stakeholders in making the choice, he said. The changes were approved by the DNC's rulemaking committee this week but will still need approval from the full DNC, likely to come early next year. But what, if anything, do these changes to the nominating contest calendar mean for California? In 2017, California lawmakers said the state was ready for prime time. Jerry Brown signed legislation moving the statewide presidential primary to the first Tuesday after the first Monday in March, which meant the 2020 presidential primary election was held on Super Tuesday, an election day when the greatest number of states hold primary contests. Candidates will not. According to Padilla's office, when California pushed up its presidential primary to early February in 2008, the state saw the largest voter turnout for a primary election since 1980. So far, California's presidential primary election in 2024 is still slated for March, according to the Secretary of State's office. But overall, the Golden State's schedule for these elections hasn't been stagnant. For better or worse, we haven't had much luck in making our primary matter, said Dan Schnur, a former campaign consultant who teaches about political messaging at UC Berkeley and USC. It's been early, it's been late, the legislature has moved it back and forth several times. But it's never seemed to give the state a very significant role. The presidential primaries were held in June in 2016 and 2012, but voters cast ballots in February in 2008.